Hey there guys, welcome back to another awesome video, and let's talk about Madam Web, something I'm really thrilled to be talking about. But all weirdness aside though, the thing is that it's clearly not the best thing, the best Marvel thing that Sony's trying to make. But it's not the worst thing, if I'm being honest. I don't think this is as bad as Morbius. I think this looks better than Kraven, if I'm being honest. But I think the thing is that it's got this, from what I've seen from the trailer, it's got the right stuff, but at the same time it has the wrong stuff. Like, the story just kind of doesn't feel that fresh. It doesn't have like any energy to it. Sony just clearly trying to make this movie so they can say, hey, we're trying to still do that Sony Marvel Spider-Man universe, cinematic universe thing, and trying to take all the Spider-Man rights and take something and make something out of Spider-Man. And for whatever reason, every sequence with these characters in their suits, with Julia Carpenter, Madam Web herself, all the Spider-Women, seems like, so far from what it looks like, whenever they have suited up, they're in the dark, so it's very hard to tell their suits, if there's any color to their suits, because everything is pretty much in the dark. And also the saturation is very kind of got like this gray and this brown and this meh kind of beige like look to it. It doesn't look fun. Not every Marvel product needs to be bright and colorful, but at least put some sort of energy into this. But yet it has the right makings because these characters do seem cool. But that's all that there is to this so far.
Let's try that again.
However, what I'm here to do today, perhaps, maybe hopefully, improve what Sony can do with this movie to make this movie at least something somewhat better. Now, I think this movie comes out in a month or two, so we still got a month or two away to see if maybe the editing looks a lot better in the movie than it does in the trailer, or maybe the visuals look better. But the thing I really want to emphasize and focus on, that I think that this could be the one thing, or at least one of the things that could make this movie something, like it has some sort of substance. So the premise, real quick, with this movie, it seems, is that we have a kinda young Madam Web showing up. He meets these 3 Spider-Women. They team up to prevent this evil Terminator Spider-Man character known as Ezekiel, who is trying to kill someone significant. And I don't know if they've said this in the plot or if they've said this in the trailers, but if I remember correctly, there is some sort of implication that Madam Web says something about someone in the Parker family that I heard about, is either his parents or Uncle Ben or somebody. All I know is Adam Scott's supposed to be playing a Parker. I don't remember who. I don't really care to look it up at the moment. If you guys want to fact check me, that's perfectly fine. But I'm just still saying there's like a Terminator type of premise going on with this. Thing that I think could work here with this, that maybe could somewhat improve the story to some implication, is, so I actually do like this look for this villain, Ezekiel. Sure, it might be just a bare bones, basic looking evil spider suit, but I like this. I don't know why. I think this is kind of cool, but I think what they could improve on his character is if you do something like this, where maybe the premise is that Ezekiel was once a prodigy or an apprentice to Madam Web, and Madam Web once showed him the bigger scheme and scale of the Spider-Verse, the multiverse, and its ramifications, and everything else that leads later on into the future, since this is in the past. And maybe both Madam Web and Ezekiel have seen the events of the future, and so those future events have Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man. And Ezekiel is noticing all the damage and all the danger and all the basically the destruction that is surrounding Peter Parker's life. All the lives that are killed, everyone that he loves that suffers, and even all the people that wind up becoming the villains that we all know them to be. In Ezekiel's mind, maybe what he sees is that Peter Parker is not the saving grace. Perhaps he is the curse. He's the disease that needs to be annihilated. And so in his mind, he believes that this is going to set off a domino effect of just bad things happening in the future and to so many lives, that he wants to take action of his own and trying to tell Madam Web that, hey, maybe we need to get rid of Peter Parker since Peter Parker causes all these problems. But little does he know that maybe perhaps Peter Parker being born and going through all these things is considered a canon event, and that's what Madam Web is trying to keep and make sure that Peter Parker becomes Spider-Man. So we have these canon events, we have the future and the sacred timeline set on its course. Ezekiel disagrees and decides to take matters into his own hands, and he wants to be the one to prevent Peter Parker from ever existing. So at least there's substance. At least there is some sort of like justification. I know that no one's gonna care about this villain, and this does not mean to be a masterpiece, but maybe like some sort of something deep, something really cool, something connective that maybe people could go, oh, this maybe might imply that this is connected to Spider-Verse and Miguel O'Hara and other things that people are familiar with right now. Maybe that could at least hark on that a little bit, so that way it's not just a random Sony movie that Sony's just trying to cash grab and half-ass and shoehorn again. Like, as always, when this could be stuff that could be in the MCU, but no, they don't want to do that for whatever freaking reason. So maybe at least implying that, maybe that will improve the story, and maybe that won't happen in the movie. All I know is that I might go see it. I just know that it's just very bare bones, seems in the middle. But what do you guys think of this idea, and are you guys really looking forward to this movie? I don't think anyone really cares, but if you guys do or don't, let me know down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to awesome videos every day, if not every week. Make sure you ring that bell to new videos every week. Share the video favorites, other good stuff and more. Leave some suggestions in the comment section. You name it, I'll look into it as best as possible. Look out for more reviews, look out for top 10s, and hopefully, depending on when this gets uploaded, wherever this gets uploaded, we can maybe still do streams in between all this stuff. And if you guys go check out my last video, I did do a stream going into a little bit of like a channel update, but also mainly talking about look out for the little guy, the Ant-Man story. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.